This video is going to show you why, how, when to deload, because it's necessary if you want to get strong as fuck. It took me so long to get to a 2-plate bench, so long to get past a 4-plate deadlift, and these are rookie numbers. If you apply this advice, you won't plateau like I did. You'll just continue to get stronger over time. A deload is an easier week of training which can be pre-planned or on the spot. The reason why it's so important is because fatigue accumulates over time. Whenever you work out, you'll experience some fatigue. It will come down, but not to baseline. Slowly over weeks and weeks, it gets higher until you reach a point where you begin to plateau in all your lifts. Even though you may be strong enough to lift that weight, you won't be able to fully express your strength because of your fatigue. That is why we deload. We take one step back so we can take 2 steps forward in the future. Don't let your ego get the best of you. I've had this situation where I've started to plateau and my solution was to just push harder. This almost never works. Your body always forces you to take a deload. Maybe you get an injury that forces you out of the gym. Maybe you lose motivation and you stop going for a week. For me, I would always switch programs which would serve as a deload without me knowing it. Now that you know what a deload is, understand that it has to be easy. It can be done any way you like as long as it's easier than your normal training. You aren't trying to get bigger or stronger during a deload. You're just trying to maintain what you already have. I'll give you some examples of deloads on the screen. You can follow any of these or you can do your own research. If you're cutting, you should probably maintain your weight on a deload since you're trying to reduce fatigue. If you're bulking, it's probably safe to keep gaining weight during a deload, or you can maintain just like a cut. After a deload, don't expect to come back and hit your peak weights. For example, if you did 250 for 3 sets of 6, when you come back, start at 230 and slowly build up from there. Your baseline should always be a little bit higher at the start of each training cycle. These are the signs that you need a deload. First and foremost is your strength in the gym. If your strength has started to plateau or go down for multiple sessions in a row, then it's time to deload, especially if it's happening for more than one body part. So if you're plateauing in shoulder press and squats, it's time to deload. Another sign that you need an easy week is general fatigue. I get this after a few weeks of hard training. I just feel tired and lethargic all the time, not as excited to work out. If you find it harder and harder to go to the gym, you need more coffee, you need more music. If you're cutting your workouts short, this is another sign that you have too much fatigue. And lastly, aches and pains. Maybe your shoulder's starting to feel a little bit funny. Maybe your knee is starting to hurt. This is another symptom that your fatigue is getting too high and that you're overtraining. There are 2 types of deloads, reactive and pre-planned. Reactive deloads happen on the spot. It's when you start to feel the fatigue and decide right then you need an easy week. If you only care about muscle growth, you should use a reactive deload. And you should also use them if you're a beginner. Planned deloads are usually scheduled in advance. So for example, when I did the Cohen-Philippe routine, the program called for a deload every 10 weeks. So it was pre-planned. I knew exactly when it was happening. There's also muscle or exercise-specific deloads. For example, you can deload just your chest, and the rest of your body you can keep training like nothing happened. However, this is only a temporary fix. Eventually, it's smart to take a full easy week, just to let everything recover. After I started implementing deloads in my training, my strength started going up in this predictable, stepwise fashion. It has been awesome. If you don't know where to start, what program you should use, check out this video for squats and deadlifts, and this video for bench press.